Hello, my name is Maria Miller from mathmammoth.com. In this lesson we're going to study the area of the circle. I'm just going to give you the formula right off the bat. It's area of a circle equals pi times r squared. R squared means r times r. And it is the radius. So pi times radius is the area of a circle. Here I have a circle and I need to find its area. I know the radius 12 centimeters, so the area is simply pi times radius squared, or 12 centimeters squared. And now you take your calculator. 12 squared, of course, will be 12 times 12, 144. So you can calculate 144 times pi, which your calculator may have a button for pi, but if not, you can use 3.14 for pi. So we have 144 times pi equals, it's about 452 square centimeters. Here, the radius is not given, but we can calculate the radius, right? It is just half of the diameter. Radius would be 8.5 inches. And now we can calculate the area. It would be pi times, let's put a decimal here, 8.5 inches squared. And now you calculate 8.5 times 8.5 times pi, or in some other order. You can calculate pi times 8.5 times 8.5 as well. And we will get, again, I'm going to round this to 227 square inches. Here's a garden, a rectangular garden, and inside it is a circular pond. We're going to find the area of the garden without the pond, this area that has grass and plants growing on it. And of course, we find that by subtracting. We would get the area of the rectangle minus the area of the pond. So I'm going to write here, area of the rectangle, take away area of the pond. And so area of the rectangle is, of course, 20 meters times 38 meters. And take away area of the pond, which is pi r squared. Which, one way to help you remember that is that pi r square, right? I mean, pi is actually usually r, circles, but this time pi r squared. Anyway, back to the pond. Its area would be pi times radius squared, and the radius is not given, so note it carefully. You cannot put 10 meters there. You have to take half of it, 5 meters, and squared. And then you can calculate, depending on your calculator, you may have to calculate this separately, and then subtract. But I believe mine will know the order of operations without me doing it that way. Okay. And we will get about 681 square meters. How many percent is the brown area of the area of the whole circle? Here we have a percent problem, because we need to practice those too, right? How many percent? But we first need to find the area of the whole circle and the area of the brown area here, that is between those two circles. Once we find those, then we can find the percentage that it is asking. The area of the whole circle is pretty easy. The diameter is given again. So we will calculate that. Then we will calculate this inner circle to be able to calculate the brown area, because we need to subtract, of course. Let's start with the big circle, though. Okay, it would have the area of pi times r, radius. The radius is now half a meter squared. So that would be about 0.7854 square meters. Inner circle, its area would be pi times radius, which is now 0.2 meters. And we will get about 0.1257 square meters. Now we subtract those to get this brown area, right? And so the brown area is about 0.659 97 square meters. And now the percentage. How do we find how many percent is something of something else? When it is a percent question, you need to form the fraction first. And then you change the fraction into a decimal and into a percent. So just think of it as what part is the brown area of the whole circle? What fraction is the brown area of the whole circle? So the fraction is simply the brown area divided by the whole circle's area. This divided by the area of the whole circle. Like that. And so we will get about 84.0%. And you might say that it doesn't look like it. It looks like this brown area surely isn't almost all of this circle. But the problem is it is not drawn to scale. This diameter here is more than half of 1 meter, right? So you have to be careful. The problems in math books might also not be drawn always to scale. So in reality, this should have been much shorter here, and the brown area would have looked bigger then.